The Moonlit Harbor, a soothing tale for peaceful dreams. In the quiet seaside town of Silverhaven, nestled between rugged cliffs and the endless expanse of the ocean, there lay a hidden gem known as the Moonlit Harbor. It was a place of tranquility and wonder, where the moon cast its shimmering light upon the waters, turning them into liquid silver that danced with every gentle wave. The air was always filled with the salty scent of the sea, carried on soft breezes that whispered ancient secrets to those who listened closely. On a particularly serene night, when the stars seemed to twinkle with extra brilliance and the sky was an inky canvas of deep blues and purples, a weary traveler named Alden arrived at the Moonlit Harbor. Alden, with his weathered face and eyes that held the wisdom of 1,000 journeys, had been wandering for months, seeking solace from the burdens of his past. His clothes were worn but neat, speaking of long days on the road and nights spent under open skies. As he stepped onto the wooden pier that jutted out into the harbor, Alden felt a sense of calm wash over him, a feeling he hadn't experienced in a long time. The moon hung low in the sky, a perfect orb of soft, silvery light that seemed close enough to touch. Its gentle radiance illuminated the harbor, casting long, peaceful shadows and turning the water's surface into a mirror of starlight. Alden walked along the pier, his footsteps echoing softly against the wooden planks. The sound mingled with the gentle lapping of waves against the shore and the distant, soothing calls of night birds. He marveled at the sight before him, the boats swaying gently in the harbor, their masts reaching toward the heavens like outstretched arms. Each vessel seemed to have a story to tell, from the smallest rowing boat to the larger fishing vessels that waited patiently for the dawn. The air was cool but not cold, carrying with it the promise of dreams and new beginnings. Alden breathed deeply, letting the peaceful atmosphere of the harbor fill his lungs and soothe his weary spirit. With each breath, he felt the tension in his shoulders ease, the furrows in his brow smoothing out like ripples on a calm pond. As he reached the end of the pier, Alden noticed a figure standing by the water's edge, a woman with long, flowing hair the color of moonlight and eyes that sparkled like stars. This was Luna, the guardian of the Moonlit Harbor, who watched over the waters and ensured that all who came seeking solace found it. Her presence seemed to embody the tranquility of the night itself, and Alden felt drawn to her, as if she held the answers to questions he hadn't even thought to ask. "Welcome, Alden," Luna said in a voice that was as gentle as a sea breeze. "You have traveled far and carried many burdens. Here, in the embrace of the moonlit waters, you will find the peace you seek." Alden nodded, feeling a sense of gratitude wash over him. "Thank you, Luna," he replied softly. "I have been searching for something. I'm not sure what, but I feel that I have found it here." Luna smiled warmly and extended her hand. "Come, let me show you the magic of the Moonlit Harbor. There are wonders here that can soothe even the weariest of souls." Together, they walked along the shore, their feet sinking slightly into the cool, damp sand. The rhythm of their steps matched the gentle ebb and flow of the tide, creating a soothing cadence that seemed to sync with the beating of their hearts. Luna revealed the secrets of the harbor, pointing out sights that Alden's tired eyes had missed at first glance. She showed him the bioluminescent creatures that glowed in the depths of the water, their delicate forms shimmering like jewels in the moonlight. Tiny plankton sparkled with each gentle wave, creating constellations in the sea that mirrored those in the sky above. Jellyfish pulsed softly in the deeper waters, their translucent bodies aglow with an inner light that seemed almost magical. As they walked, Luna pointed out the hidden caves that dotted the coastline. "Listen closely," she whispered, and Alden strained his ears. To his amazement, he could hear faint whispers echoing from the caverns, the voices of ancient tales and long-forgotten legends, carried on the sea breeze and preserved in the very rocks of the cliffs. Luna shared stories of the sea, of sailors lost and found, of treasures discovered and dreams fulfilled. She spoke of merfolk who sang songs of such beauty that they could calm the fiercest storms, and of ancient sea turtles whose shells bore maps to hidden islands where time stood still. Her voice was melodic and soothing, weaving a tapestry of words that wrapped around Alden like a warm blanket. "The sea holds many secrets," Luna said, her eyes reflecting the starlight. but perhaps its greatest gift is its ability to wash away our troubles and renew our spirits. Just as the tides ebb and flow, so too do the challenges in our lives. The ocean reminds us that after every storm, calm waters return. Alden listened, entranced by Luna's words and the peaceful atmosphere of the harbor. He felt the weight of his past troubles beginning to lift, carried away by the gentle currents that lapped at the shore. As they continued their walk, Luna showed Alden a tidal pool nestled among the rocks. In its crystal-clear waters, tiny ecosystems thrived. Colorful sea anemones waved their tentacles in a hypnotic dance, while small crabs scuttled about, their shells glinting in the moonlight. A small starfish, its arms a deep purple, clung to the side of the pool, a silent guardian of this miniature underwater world. Life finds a way to flourish even in the smallest spaces, Luna mused. These creatures remind us that there is beauty and resilience in every corner of the world, if only we take the time to look. Alden nodded, feeling a sense of gratitude wash over him. "Thank you, Luna," he replied softly. "I have been searching for something. I'm not sure what, but I feel that I have found it here." Luna smiled warmly and extended her hand. "Come, let me show you the magic of the Moonlit Harbor. There are wonders here that can soothe even the weariest of souls." Together, they walked along the shore, their feet sinking slightly into the cool, damp sand. The rhythm of their steps matched the gentle ebb and flow of the tide, creating a soothing cadence that seemed to sync with the beating of their hearts. Luna revealed the secrets of the harbor, pointing out sights that Alden's tired eyes had missed at first glance. She showed him the bioluminescent creatures that glowed in the depths of the water, their delicate forms shimmering like jewels in the moonlight. Tiny plankton sparkled with each gentle wave, creating constellations in the sea that mirrored those in the sky above. Jellyfish pulsed softly in the deeper waters, their translucent bodies aglow with an inner light that seemed almost magical. As they walked, Luna pointed out the hidden caves that dotted the coastline. "Listen closely," she whispered, and Alden strained his ears. To his amazement, he could hear faint whispers echoing from the caverns, the voices of ancient tales and long-forgotten legends, carried on the sea breeze and preserved in the very rocks of the cliffs. Luna shared stories of the sea, of sailors lost and found, of treasures discovered and dreams fulfilled. She spoke of merfolk who sang songs of such beauty that they could calm the fiercest storms, and of ancient sea turtles whose shells bore maps to hidden islands where time stood still. Her voice was melodic and soothing, weaving a tapestry of words that wrapped around Alden like a warm blanket. "The sea holds many secrets," Luna said, her eyes reflecting the starlight. "But perhaps its greatest gift is its ability to wash away our troubles and renew our spirits. Just as the tides ebb and flow, so too do the challenges in our lives. The ocean reminds us that after every storm, calm waters return." Alden listened, entranced by Luna's words and the peaceful atmosphere of the harbor. He felt the weight of his past troubles beginning to lift, carried away by the gentle currents that lapped at the shore. As they continued their walk, Luna showed Alden a tidal pool nestled among the rocks. In its crystal-clear waters, tiny ecosystems thrived. Colorful sea anemones waved their tentacles in a hypnotic dance, while small crabs scuttled about, their shells glinting in the moonlight. A small starfish, its arms a deep purple, clung to the side of the pool, a silent guardian of this miniature underwater world. "Life finds a way to flourish even in the smallest spaces," Luna mused. "These creatures remind us that there is beauty and resilience in every corner of the world, if only we take the time to look." Alden knelt by the tidal pool, watching the gentle movements of its inhabitants. The rhythmic swaying of the sea plants and the slow, purposeful movements of the tiny fish had a calming effect on him. He felt his breathing slow to match the peaceful tempo of the pool's life. As they moved on, Luna led Alden to a secluded cove where the cliffs formed a natural amphitheater. Here, the sounds of the sea were amplified, creating a symphony of nature that resonated deep within Alden's soul. The gentle crash of waves, the whisper of the wind through rocky crevices, and the occasional call of a night bird blended into a melody more soothing than any lullaby. "This is the song of the sea," Luna explained, her voice barely above a whisper. It's said that those who truly listen can hear the heartbeat of the world itself. Alden closed his eyes and let the sounds wash over him. He could feel the vibrations of the earth beneath his feet, the pulse of the tide in his veins, and the whisper of countless stories carried on the wind. In that moment, he felt more connected to the world around him than he had in years. As the night deepened, Luna guided Alden back towards the pier. Along the way, she showed him a patch of sand where delicate shells lay scattered like fallen stars. Each shell, she explained, held a memory of the sea, the journeys it had taken, the creatures it had housed, the stories it had witnessed. Alden picked up a small, iridescent shell and held it to his ear. To his amazement, he could hear more than just the rush of his own blood. There was a faint, melodic humming, as if the shell was singing the song of its journey through the vast oceans. "Keep it," Luna said with a smile. "Let it remind you of the peace you've found here, and the endless possibilities that await you on your own journey." Grateful for the gift, Alden carefully tucked the shell into his pocket, feeling as though he now carried a piece of the harbor's magic with him. As they neared the pier, Luna paused and turned to face the open sea. "The ocean teaches us many things," she said, her voice carrying on the night air. "It shows us that life is a constant ebb and flow. Sometimes we're riding high on the crest of a wave, and other times we're in the trough, waiting for the next rise. But always, there is movement and change." Alden nodded, understanding dawning in his eyes. "And like the sea, we must learn to adapt and flow with the changes in our lives," he mused. "Exactly," Luna replied with a warm smile. "The sea also reminds us of the vastness of the world and our place in it. It humbles us, yet also inspires us to explore, to dream, to seek new horizons." As Alden approached the pool, he saw ripples forming on its surface, though there was no wind. The ripples coalesced into images, scenes from his past, present, and possible futures. He saw moments of joy and sorrow, triumph and challenge, all flowing together like the endless cycle of the tides. And through it all, he felt a deep sense of peace and understanding, knowing that each moment was but a drop in the vast ocean of existence. The dream shifted, and Alden found himself back on a boat. But this time he wasn't alone. Luna was there, her presence as comforting as a warm blanket on a cool night. Together, they sailed through waters that changed with every blink of an eye, sometimes calm and mirror-like, reflecting the cosmos above. Other times playful and sparkling, filled with leaping fish and curious sea creatures that came to greet their boat. Luna pointed out constellations that Alden had never seen before, their patterns shifting and forming pictures that told stories of ancient heroes and forgotten myths. She showed him how to read the winds and currents, how to navigate by the stars and the subtle signs of nature. With each lesson, Alden felt himself growing lighter, as if the burdens he had carried for so long were being gently lifted away by the sea breeze. As they sailed, the boat passed through veils of mist that shimmered with rainbow hues. Each veil seemed to transport them to a different realm of wonder. They passed islands where the beaches sang melodies as the waves washed over them, and floating gardens where flowers bloomed in midair, their petals cascading down like gentle rain. In one particularly vivid part of the dream, Alden and Luna came upon a gathering of sea creatures, whales and dolphins, seals and sea turtles, even creatures of legend like merfolk and selkies. All had come together in a great circle, and as Alden and Luna approached, the creatures began to sing. It was a song of the depths, of ancient knowledge and timeless wisdom. The melody seemed to resonate with something deep inside Alden's soul, awakening memories of a time before time, when all was one with the sea. Throughout these dreams, Luna's lullaby continued, a constant thread weaving through the tapestry of Alden's sleeping mind. It was a reminder of the peace he had found in the Moonlit Harbor, an anchor that kept him gently tethered to that place of tranquility even as his dreams carried him to the farthest reaches of imagination. Each dream was a journey, a testament to the boundless possibilities that awaited him. Through it all, he could hear the faint echo of Luna's lullaby, a constant reminder of the peace he had found in the Moonlit Harbor. As Alden slept, Luna watched over him, her gentle presence keeping watch through the night. The moon traced its path across the sky, and the stars wheeled overhead in their eternal dance. The harbor itself seemed to slumber, the gentle lapping of waves against the shore a soothing rhythm that matched Alden's peaceful breathing. The night deepened, and a soft mist rose from the sea, wrapping the harbor in a gentle embrace. It was as if the boundary between the waking world and the realm of dreams had blurred, and the magic of the moonlit harbor grew even stronger. Tiny lights, like stars fallen to earth, danced on the water's surface, bioluminescent creatures stirred by the changing tide. In this liminal hour, when night was at its deepest and dawn was still a distant promise, the harbor revealed more of its secrets. Ghostly shapes of long-forgotten ships sailed silently through the mist, their outlines barely visible in the moonlight. They were echoes of journeys past, memories of adventures and discoveries that the sea kept safe in its endless depths. The cliffs that surrounded the harbor seemed to come alive, their rocky faces shifting in the play of shadow and moonlight to reveal hidden images, faces of ancient guardians, maps to secret places, symbols of forgotten languages. For those who knew how to look, the very stones told stories of ages long past and ages yet to come. And through it all, Luna's vigil continued. Her soft song blended with the whisper of the waves and the sighing of the wind, weaving a cocoon of peace around the sleeping Alden. Her magic, gentle and unobtrusive, worked to heal the invisible wounds that Alden had carried for so long, soothing hurts, calming fears, and nurturing hope. As the night began to wane, the mist slowly retreated, drawing back into the sea like a tide of dreams returning to their source. The first hints of dawn began to color the eastern sky, a gentle blush of pink and gold that heralded the coming day. When Alden finally awoke, the first light of dawn was just beginning to paint the sky with hues of pink and gold. He felt refreshed, his heart lighter and his spirit renewed. The burdens that had weighed so heavily upon him when he arrived seemed to have dissolved in the night, washed away by the healing waters of the moonlit harbor. Luna stood beside him, a serene smile on her face. The early morning light seemed to pass through her, giving her an ethereal glow that matched the brightening sky. "Thank you, Luna," Alden said, his voice filled with gratitude. "I feel like I can face the world again, with hope and courage in my heart." "Remember, Alden," Luna replied, her voice as gentle as the morning breeze. "The magic of the moonlit harbor is always with you. No matter where you go or what challenges you face, you carry this peace within you. Let the rhythm of the tides remind you that all things pass, and that after every storm, calm waters return." Alden nodded, feeling the truth of her words resonate within him. He reached into his pocket and felt the smooth surface of the shell Luna had given him. Its cool touch against his skin was a tangible reminder of the night's magic. "The shell," Luna continued, her eyes twinkling with a knowing light, "is more than just a memento. It's a key to the tranquility you've found here. Whenever you feel overwhelmed or lost, hold it close and listen. You'll hear the echo of the moonlit harbor, calling you back to this moment of peace." Alden cupped the shell in his hands, bringing it close to his ear. To his amazement, he could hear the soft lapping of waves, the distant cry of seabirds, and the melodic whisper of Luna's lullaby. The sounds transported him instantly back to the serenity of the night, and he felt his heartbeat slow to match the rhythm of the gentle surf. "Thank you," Alden whispered, his voice thick with emotion. "I never knew such peace was possible." Luna smiled, her form seeming to shimmer in the growing light of dawn. "The peace was always within you, Alden. The moonlit harbor simply helped you remember how to find it." As the sun began to peek over the horizon, painting the sky in brilliant hues of orange and gold, Alden knew it was time for him to continue his journey. Yet he no longer felt the urgent need to escape or search that had driven him before. Instead, there was a quiet excitement, a gentle anticipation of the wonders that might lie ahead. With a final, grateful look at the harbor, Alden bid farewell to Luna and set off on his journey once more. But now, his steps were lighter, his heart full of the peace and wonder he had discovered in this magical place. As he walked along the shore, away from the pier and towards the path that would lead him back to the wider world, Alden paused to look back. The moonlit harbor was aglow in the soft light of dawn, the water shimmering with promise. Luna stood at the end of the pier, her form seeming to shimmer and blend with the morning mist. The gentle lapping of the waves seemed to bid him a fond farewell, their rhythm echoing the beating of his heart. Alden knew that no matter what lay ahead, he had found a place of solace in his soul, a harbor where dreams sailed on the tide and hope never faded. As he turned to go, a soft breeze caressed his cheek, carrying with it the faint scent of salt and moonflowers. It seemed to whisper, "Remember, remember." And Alden knew he would never forget the magic of this night. He began to climb the winding path that led up the cliffs, each step taking him higher and giving him a broader view of the harbor below. From this vantage point, he could see how the moonlit harbor was nestled in a perfect crescent of land, protected from the open sea by arms of rock that curved like a mother's embrace. As Alden climbed, he felt a curious sensation, as if he was not just ascending a physical path, but also rising through layers of consciousness. The boundary between the waking world and the realm of dreams seemed to blur, and for a moment, he could see shimmering threads of light connecting him to the harbor below, to Luna, to the sea itself, and stretching out towards distant horizons. He understood then that his journey had only just begun. The moonlit harbor had awoken something within him, a sense of wonder, a recognition of the magic that threaded through all of life. He knew that he would see the world with new eyes now, finding beauty and meaning in places he might once have overlooked. Reaching the top of the cliff, Alden turned to take one last look at the moonlit harbor. From this height, it seemed both vast and intimate, a world unto itself yet connected to all things. Luna was no longer visible on the pier, but Alden fancied he could see a faint glow moving through the mist that still clung to the water's surface, the harbor's eternal guardian, ever present, ever watchful. And so, under the light of a new dawn, Alden continued his journey. But now he carried with him the magic of the moonlit harbor, in the shell in his pocket, in the memories of Luna's lullaby, and in the newfound peace within his heart. He walked on, filled with a sense of calm and the belief that every night held the promise of something magical, waiting to be discovered. As he crested the hill and the moonlit harbor finally slipped from view, Alden felt no sadness. Instead, there was a quiet joy, a deep-seated knowledge that he carried the harbor's magic with him. Every step forward was a step into new possibilities, every breath a reminder of the peace he had found. The path before him wound through a meadow dotted with wildflowers that swayed gently in the morning breeze. Their colors seemed more vivid than Alden remembered flowers being, as if his night in the moonlit harbor had awakened his senses to the beauty that had always surrounded him. As he walked, Alden found himself humming softly, a tune that echoed Luna's lullaby but intertwined with it were new notes, a melody uniquely his own. It was as if the music of his soul, long silenced by the cares and worries of the world, had been reawakened by his experience in the harbor. With each step, Alden felt more alive, more connected to the world around him. The warm sun on his face, the soft grass beneath his feet, the song of birds in the distance, all seemed to speak to him of life's simple joys and profound mysteries. And though he walked alone, Alden no longer felt lonely. The peace of the moonlit harbor walked with him, a constant companion on his journey. He knew that whatever challenges lay ahead, whatever storms he might face, he now had an inner reservoir of calm to draw upon, a moonlit harbor of the soul where he could always find rest and renewal. As Alden's figure grew small in the distance, eventually disappearing over the horizon, the moonlit harbor remained, eternal and unchanging, a beacon of tranquility in a world of constant motion. Its magic lingered in the air, in the soft glow of the fading stars, in the gentle caress of the waves upon the shore. It waited patiently for the next soul in need of its healing touch, ready to offer its timeless gift of peace and renewal to all who sought its sheltered waters. And so, as the sun rose fully above the horizon, painting the sky in brilliant hues of orange and gold, the moonlit harbor settled into another day. The night's magic lingered, a promise of dreams to come when once again the moon would rise, casting its silver light upon the waters, and weaving its spell of tranquility for all who were fortunate enough to find their way to this enchanted shore. In the days, months, and years that followed, Alden's journey took him to many wondrous places. He climbed mountains that scraped the sky, explored dense jungles teeming with life, and crossed vast deserts where the stars burned bright in the night. He met people from all walks of life, sharing stories and laughter, learning and growing with each encounter. Through it all, the magic of the moonlit harbor stayed with him. In moments of joy, it amplified his happiness, reminding him of the interconnectedness of all things. In times of challenge, it provided a wellspring of strength and serenity, helping him navigate rough waters with grace and resilience. Often, in the quiet hours of the night, Alden would take out the shell Luna had given him. Holding it to his ear, he would close his eyes and let the soft sounds transport him back to that night of wonder. The gentle lapping of waves, the whisper of the breeze, and the faint echo of Luna's lullaby would fill his mind, renewing his spirit and preparing him for whatever the new day might bring. And sometimes, when the moon was full and the night was clear, Alden would look out over whatever landscape he found himself in and see, just for a moment, a shimmering vision of the moonlit harbor. It was as if the veil between worlds had thinned, allowing him a glimpse of that magical place that had changed his life so profoundly. In these moments, Alden would smile, feeling a deep sense of gratitude for the gift he had been given. He knew that the true magic of the moonlit harbor wasn't confined to that one place, but lived within him, within every person who opened their heart to the wonder and beauty of the world. And so, dear listener, as you drift off to sleep, may you too find your own moonlit harbor, a place of peace and renewal within your heart. May your dreams be filled with wonder, your sleep be deep and restful, and may you awaken to each new day with a sense of joy and possibility. Remember, the magic of tranquility is always within reach, as close as your next calm breath, your next moment of mindful awareness. Like Alden, you carry this peace with you always, a gift beyond measure, a light to guide you through both stormy seas and calm waters. As you close your eyes, imagine the gentle lapping of waves, the soft glow of moonlight on water, the soothing song of the sea. Let the tensions of the day melt away, replaced by a profound sense of peace and well-being. Sleep now, and dream of moonlit shores and endless possibilities. The moonlit harbor awaits, ready to enfold you in its magic, to refresh your spirit and renew your hope. Good night and sweet dreams.